mystery game folder. I want you all to know that this is the mystery game folder.
It's not named Mystery Game Folder. It's just named Mystery Game. It's in all caps because I accidentally pressed caps lock, and that's the only reason. I think it was because, like, a wire... Oh, because the headphones were on top of your keyboard, and I just didn't bother moving them.
Yeah. Anyway.
None of this matters.
Hi, anyone. I don't know if people are around, actually. I'm not gonna bother checking.
Hola, Seba!
Hola, Seba, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to another episode of the Bertrand Road Sessions.
Emma with her professionalism, and I'm just here to say work. I have all the... Ow!
Amber, you put
I have all the professionalism of...
It's numb.
Of a very overexcited dog.
¿Cómo está Isa? Yo trato de ser profesional. No es que le esté robando ideas al show de juego de dibujos, pero lo intento.
No.
No hemos abierto el juego porque el juego empieza con Cold Open. Así que no lo hemos abierto aún, pero sabemos exactamente dónde está. Está en la carpeta de juego misterioso. Así que pónganle mucho empeño a fingir que yo no sé qué juego es.
This is an Amber game.
Es un Amber game, eso es todo lo que sé.
As Amber as possible.
Así que vamos. 3, 2, 1. Ya.
You had to actually click it. I'm proud of you. You clicked the thing. Also, sorry, I'm currently attempting to cough up my lungs. I would recommend some of these. Like, some of the games we're gonna play... Well, no, the idea I had was every week I'm trying to pick, like, a game of a genre that are different from the games that we've already played, but expect to see games like this one a lot.
Ok, esto es Nightline. No sabemos de qué se trata. Ahí estaremos. Ok, este juego es interesante por varias razones. Número uno, tiene setting gráficos. De hecho,
Can we turn up the volume a little?
Yep.
These earphones are really quiet. Perfect.
Déjame revisar el volumen del stream. Ok, eso debería estar harto mejor. Igual le voy a subir un poquito más. Ahí está. Ya, volvamos al juego. Ok, mucho mejor. La gente debería escucharnos y el juego se escucha bastante fuerte y claro. Ya, esto es interesante porque en este momento yo y Amber tenemos que entrar al mismo tiempo.
So I can't actually move the view because it's just reading the mouse. So Emma will have to move the view. And I can move us. So this is a passive observation game.
Or, as people know that's used to this,
There's someone there.
appear.
Who is that? But yeah, this is the game. This is the whole game.
Japanese leathers. Oh, I can move beyond that.
We had other buttons, didn't we? What are the controls again? Y did something, didn't it?
Try buttons.
I remember X and Y did things. Okay, restart the game, because we didn't actually read the controls. And it turns out that's a problem.
Yeah, it turns out we need to read the controls.
Who knew? Okay, let's read the controls this time. Okay, so Okay, so why is our camera? I pressed a button. Oh, did I okay Google?
Apparently so.
We can look around like that. Why can we like zoom in? What if we go right up to the window? This one. Can you look at the window?
Oh?
Can you look through one of the windows? It's... Oh my god.
Those look like... Are those houses? No, they are not.
No.
They look like the top of this building.
Is that distance though? Is that just clouds? It must be.
Yeah, these seem to be clouds.
There's something written in the top right there. I can't quite get a read on it because of the glare. Can you look a little more up? Up. No, we can't get away from the glare. Maybe we can like... Oh no, it's rain! It's raining outside.
Yeah. It's raining outside.
It's just...
It's not raining.
This is a really pretty game.
It's very difficult to see though.
I mean, it's raining.
No, but inside as well, it's very dark.
Yes. I wonder if there's lights. Probably not. Did we change direction? No, we changed side. Okay.
Is this all? No. Trying to see if we can interact. No, we don't even have an option to interact with things. Hey, this is pretty.
Yeah. Like, this is the kind of game this is. It's just relax. Watch
Look,
it.
there's something out
There-
there in the background.
There's something going on up there. What is that?
There's something.
Honestly,
There we go.
okay, we just let it go. The effects.
Yep.
Also, there's some light from behind us.
Yeah.
Where's that go? Yeah, that's where the lights are.
Okay, that's the reflection of our train from inside. Isn't it? Oh.
Also, it occurs to me we probably want the game volume louder than usual on this game.
Yeah.
Because,
I up it to the max possible.
no, I mean in OBS.
Yeah, but that's gonna interrupt the stream. Okay, still. I'm just gonna go to it.
Yeah, because they probably won't be able to hear it, like, at all.
Okay, we're gonna up our volume as well then.
Yeah.
This should do.
There we go. What is... Can we look straight up? There's someone... What is that music? There's movement in the other car.
Oh?
I saw people moving.
Who?
There were people. I saw them moving. About. They moved.
Why do we
see people.
Or
Because
is-
we're not the only ones on this train. Is there not another car in that direction?
Maybe there should be another car. Let's find this explanation.
Not if this is a train that has a movement thing. Like, can we see where we're going from the other end? Oh, I just realized that the Y button was take a screenshot. You have like 8,000 screenshots of this game.
Web.
It's an empty room. Okay, this is likely to be possibly a short screen, but who knows. I do have a backup though if Emma wants to stream more after this. Let's found a cloud.
This is quite charming, to be honest. I'm very fine with this.
Yeah, like it's the kind of game where you just sit back and you can relax for a minute. Floating in the sky.
No, it looks like...
That is Emma. That is absolutely something floating in the sky.
No?
We get a view of it again. Dang buildings. Where'd it go? There was a thing. I swear there was a thing. Someone clipped that. There was a thing. There it is. We gotta walk because we're losing sight of it because we're moving. We are physically moving.
Here?
There's glare in that window. Ah, no, we lost sight of it. There was a thing. There was the thing that looked like a structure in the sky.
The music is changing.
Yes, it is. That's the point. This game is 248 megabytes large. About 240 megabytes of that is music. I actually don't know. That's probably entirely the case. There was a face. There was a face there for a second. Was it our face?
No? How could it be?
Like our in-game character's face.
Oh.
Oh, there was definitely a face. It's getting brighter. It is definitely getting brighter. The sun is rising. I honestly was not expecting. That's what the light is coming from. The light's coming from the sun.
Oh!
We're heading in the direction of the sunrise.
Maybe? Hopefully?
I mean, it's definitely gotten brighter outside. better look of whatever those things are in the distance.
Hopefully.
I can't tell if the game is lagging a bit. No, it's not because of the camera. So this is just cinematic. Okay. Okay. Game discussion time. The foreground stuff, like the lighting effects, are at a much lower frame rate than the rest.
Yes.
I like that effect.
Bird! Bird alert!
Bird alert! Yeah, the sun is coming up because the birds are waking up.
So, content warning, this game has depictions of birds. Yeah, actually,
Oh, is it? Okay.
I told you the game volume was fine!
I didn't. Okay. Fix it.
Alright. Give me a
Fix it,
second. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. I'll fix it. I told you the game volume was fine!
Also, apologies again. I have a bad cough.
Also, hello, Essie, how are you doing?
Hi.
Welcome to another Burton Road session in which we're playing Nightline.
Emma is humoring me, and at this point, it's clearly humoring. I love you. I love you. Humoring me with a kind of game I really like.
I'm really enjoying this.
Really?
You know, I'm gonna tell you a story. So,
It's okay. It's
It's okay.
really helpful, actually.
yeah, we're still figuring this out.
Bird alert!
Bird alert!
Bird alert. We'll take out the other side.
You wanna see more birds?
Also, to keep you up to speed on what has happened in this game, the sun has started to rise. That is our gameplay so far.
Yeah, that's literally all that has happened so far.
So this game,
It's a passive observation game.
we're on a train. We can move around the train. We can look outside.
I always struggle a bit with the...
Yes.
Yeah, I have every so often struggles with the... Amber, the music is changing.
Yes, it is.
What's that?
Yes. That is a face.
That is a face.
That is a face in the distance. I wish we had like a touchscreen that could indicate where we point. Because that would be really good for a game like this.
So, as we were saying, we're basically playing Nightline, an indie game by Color Fusion.
Yes.
Color Fusion Studios, which is a passive observation game, colloquially called and kind of...
People deride the
called-
genre with walking simulator, but like passive observation game is such a much better genre name.
Yeah, we're just looking at the scene.
We're just chilling. We're listening to the music. We're on a train.
So I was gonna tell you a story. So I've had to travel all my life. As I mentioned, I wasn't born in Santiago.
Yeah.
I was born quite in the south of the country.
Yeah, I've seen which.
And I had to travel since I was very young.
Yes.
And therefore I've had to board plenty of trains and buses, particularly trains because, well, no, particularly buses because trains are not quite well developed in Chile.
Yeah.
And usually those travels were overnight.
Okay. Oh.
So sometimes I could just wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. and 6 a.m. on the bus.
Watch the
Where the sun is just with the very final moments of dusk and the starting moments of dawn.
sun. Yes.
Where cities just look just like this. Heck, I remember a story with me and Seba. We were like super late to do something. He had to board a bus and I had to get back to home. And we both boarded an Uber probably.
Yeah.
And the city looked like this. And I always treasure that moment.
Cities are really pretty at night. Despite their many issues, cities are really pretty sometimes.
We were actually discussing the topic some days ago about how the human aesthetic has switched over time and its implications in like even in queer culture,
Yes.
which I consider very fascinating. I mean, I don't know that kind of
Urban
reminds me of that.
aesthetics have a certain charm to them. And also, there is something magical about being on a bus or being on a train or being on an airplane and waking up as you see the sun coming up just over the ocean, and then you look in the other direction and you see that you are over the ocean, the sun is coming up, and in the other direction is where your new life is starting. The few people who were on the plane just starting to rouse a little bit, but most of them are still sleeping. There's some little movements, there's a charm to late night travel.
To late night, early morning travel.
Yes. I remember a time where I was on a bus going home from work. Now, this was the year of a lot of floods in Toronto. Like, it was raining so hard, and basically all the flood prevention stuff in Toronto had failed, and I was stuck at, what was the station? I don't think it matters. Royal York Station in Toronto. And I had to head south on the I had to head north on the 73C bus. And work on the 73C bus, the Royal York C bus. And, well, we couldn't keep going because under one of the bridges it was entirely flooded. And all of the other options for streets to continue going in that direction to turn off into, all were also flooded. So, and I couldn't just walk across because it was flooded. And I just remember spending like an hour or so on the bus until like the bus driver, because the bus driver can't just make a new route of their own volition. They will get in trouble for that. So they have to wait to be given a new route. And it was just 2 a.m. Bunch of people clearly really tired, just got off from work, and it was just a bunch of us in a train. There were a couple of people getting like visibly upset because like it is a pretty awful storm. They just wanted to get home, they're tired. I think like half of us on the bus were food service workers. And I just remember it being like...
It's also one of the few times where you kind of understand the vastness of the city and the solitude of it in some way.
Yes.
Like...
There's another thing is, okay, so traveling in a city at night can sometimes be scary. But traveling in a train car or a bus feels infinitely more secure most of the time.
It feels safer.
You feel safe and you get to actually appreciate the beauty of the city.
I've had to walk in the city at night
It can be
times.
scary.
It's scary.
But when you're in the safety of a bus, when you're in the safety of a train, you can appreciate it, all of its beauty. When you're on top of a building.
This reminds me, for example, of a couple of times where we did overnight Smash tournaments.
Oh my
and
god.
I would be getting back home like at 6 a.m.
Oh my god, I remember those times. Oh my god, there was a time where I didn't go home till like 11 a.m. because of a Brawl tournament.
On a bus.
Oh my god, I miss Toronto Smash, but I also don't But I also miss it. Those tournaments, the weekly Smash Fests, it was a lot of fun.
Bird alert!
There was a while where every week we would meet up at, the store was called A&C Games, and they had a little basement that they called A&C World, which was just down the street. And we basically like half rented it. Like technically they just had a fee to get in, but so many of us showed up that like we were basically guaranteed to be able to play Brawl every week. Because they were making good money off of us. Like, of course they're gonna make sure we can use it. And like there were times where it'd be like they would come in and mention that they were closing their store because their store closed before World. And like sometimes a few of us would go up and we would just like browse the retro games until they closed, and then we make like the late night, because that's another place where you kind of feel secure when you're in a group of people.
Yeah.
And like we make the late night trip to the pizza down the road, and there'd just be like 5 of us just relaxing, sharing a pizza.
I remember that. There was. We used to have tournaments at the apartment of one of our friends.
Yes.
He has had an apartment that he had available for overnight tournaments sometimes during the year.
Yes.
And there was a Burger King joint like 2 streets away from him that worked 24/7.
Oh.
So when it was like
Oh my god.
4 a.m. we would drop all together to get something.
Oh my god, one of the oldest tournament venues had like a McDonald's down the street that was 24-hour. And okay, so
at some point
hear
they
me out.
already knew of you.
Hear me out, Emma. Hear me out. Hear me out. They had $1 burgers,
Oh no!
and I was a young
Hungry.
kid who was very hungry and had some expendable income. So I bought 20 burgers, and I ate them. Oh my god, I just remembered something from the Smash scene. So, I was not the wealthiest person as a kid. They were good. They were like this little small burger. And I had my 20 burgers.
So you had little burger as a treat.
Just a little bit of burger.
As a treat.
But where was I? Oh yeah, so this is around the same time. So there was also a Wendy's. And now, okay, so I didn't have the most money growing up, but like I had obviously enough income to be like, you know, I have some money and I want 20 burgers. It was just like, it seemed like a good idea at the time. I was 15. Give me a break. So
This is still funny though.
was I 15? No, I was 16. That makes it better. It was just after Brawl came out.
Okay, this, for reference, this is the dork I married.
This is the dork who the other day had trouble finishing some eggs. Just some eggs.
Like,
I was sick, to be fair. I can actually eat quite a lot. Not to brag. Okay, no, but getting back on topic. Sorry about the clapping, but I get excited.
okay, Amber, when are we ordering like 40 burgers?
Are we gonna do the burger challenge? We should stream it. We should stream the burger challenge.
We should like have another passive observation game and eat burgers.
Yes. That actually sounds fun, but we would have a lot of leftover burgers if we're eating.
We can
Honestly,
burgers for like a week, love.
that's not a bad problem to have. Okay, no, but getting back to the other burger thing.
Okay.
I have burger stories. I worked as a cook for 7 years. 6 years. 7, whatever.
And in
Burger
the
story.
remake amount of time.
Wendy's story. This was when I was like 16.
Oh,
so
I didn't like that remake of Cave Story.
I'm going home.
Keep going, love.
Okay, so didn't have a lot of money. We will do that totally at some point. Wendy's. Okay, so I wanted to money match people to get better at Brawl.
Huh?
Spoilers, I didn't. Get better. I did the money matches. So I had these Wendy's gift cards. And so in the stream thread on Smashboards, yeah, we're going back to the ancient times of using online forums, not Reddit, not your Twitter. I had a Facebook, but I didn't use it much.
Imagine using Facebook. Imagine forums in 2020. By the way, the McLeod gaming forums are closing down.
So
I'll be forever sad. Get back.
I would burger money match people in the Smashboards thread, and yeah, I burger money match people with my Game & Watch. Like, I remember a match that I almost won, but I had mismapped my controller because had just gotten the Wii Classic Pro controller, and the shoulder buttons are swapped, and I forgot to remap them.
Oh.
And yeah, I lost a match because I down aired off stage's Game & Watch. Because at the time I had this
Nicely done,
really
Bob.
janky control scheme where I had L jump, ZL was shield, R was attack, and ZR was, what's it called? Taunt. And my B button was grab. So, yeah, I burger many match people, and I remember that game very fondly because I chain grabbed the fuck out of someone.
With Game & Watch?
Yeah, the down throw.
Nice.
Tech chase.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, you played Game & Watch in that game.
Yeah, I was terrible.
But Brawl was fun. I have really fond memories of Brawl. Like, Brawl doubles was where I had the most fun.
I also have memories. This is kind of different. This is not specifically related to this aesthetic. But as I mentioned, I live 5 years out of Chile, and the travel was 24 hours to make it to Puerto Montt.
It got quiet again outside, so I'm just gonna cut you off for 1 second while I go.
Okay. I'm gonna entertain chat with this story.
Yes.
So, in order to actually cross through Chile to northern Chile, or to anything less south than there, I actually had to go the long way around to Argentina. The first time I did that, in order to attend college for the first time, I had to get a signed authorization from my mom, because my dad was coming with me, but my mom wasn't, and you weren't allowed to cross the border alone as a minor. Not without your both parents
Not even
being
with
with
a
you,
passport?
or we don't. To go to Argentina, you don't need a passport.
Oh, okay.
So I remember that, and I remember that I made that bus ride several times in the past, and every single time there's at least one moment when you have to look at the dawn in the majestic, incredibly desert pampa in Argentina. Like, that thing is surprising because it's empty. It's empty as fuck. Like, I grew up in a rural town which had a lot of forest, a lot of vegetation, and suddenly the other side of the mountains there was like fucking nothing. Like, I mean, there are some plants, there are some cacti, but oh,
You realize I have never seen a cactus growing in the ground in my entire life.
I've seen some.
They don't grow in Canada.
I mean, hígado doesn't count as a cacti, doesn't?
No, it's a sage.
Did we water it?
Yes, I've been checking.
Good.
I'm watering it when the soil dries out at the top. That's what I was instructed to do, and it has been recovering.
Good.
Because it is our friend. It is our child, along with Cave Story 3D and Elysium.
You are still working out the details of the adoption paperwork for K-Story 3D?
Technically, we actually can't adopt, so we're not going to legally adopt it. We're going to illegally adopt it. But it was also a video game, so... Sorry, they are a video game.
Yeah. So what were we talking about?
We were just telling stories.
Yeah. So at this point, I will let the people tell us about the stories. Ask us stories for
Yeah.
us to talk about.
Yeah, just ask us questions.
We have the AMA tag in this stream. You can ask questions if you like.
So this is a passive observation game. That's the genre. This is one of my favorite genres of games, which is probably amazing coming from the fact that I am the person who plays like massive core platformers. Like, I'm the kind of person who willingly plays I want to be the guy on the hardest difficulty. Dies a lot. But,
This is the woman who tried to be like, which hack of Mario World was the latest one you were playing?
Invictus. I actually got to like 5 levels in. I will go back to it and beat it.
You will someday find out that Calco, the world record holder of Invictus, lives in Chile.
Yes, I know that.
Good.
Also one of the best Yoshi's Island runners.
Yep.
I love Cave Story 3D.
Okay, so we were explaining, this is a passive observation game.
Here is the itch.io description. Paraphrase, because alt-tabbing will pause the game. Mountain? No. What's Mountain? Is it a game that should go in my grab bag of games?
Is it getting already?
Bird!
Bird alert!
Bird, 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 bird.
Okay, please. Keep going. You have a story to say.
I mean, there's something going on in the background here.
Anyway, this is just a game where we're just
This is a
traveling
game
on a train.
that has apparently led to Stories the Stream, and I'm kind of all about it. Like, I will look that up after the stream. 100%. I don't even need to know what kind of game it is. I just will.
Basically, we're just riding a train, looking around the windows, listening to the news, and talking around.
One Step from Eden is on the list somewhere, but it's not free right now. Sorry, Maddie.
But yeah, that's basically that. Since people tend to do this kind of stuff when they're traveling, we're just telling stories.
Yeah, because when you're on the train at night, like, there's a certain magic to it.
I mean, it's very clearly raining, so...
It was raining. It has stopped raining, and the sun appeared to be rising, but there's something going on in the sky that we've been trying to figure out what's going on. Also, the controls in this game are move, rotate camera, and take screenshot. That's the controls. Oh, and open menu. That's the game. This is all it is. I actually wasn't sure if Emma would like this, and Emma seems to like this because it's really comfy.
Yeah, it's comfy, and I was having a rather rough day, so... No, but please tell us about it.
I'd love to hear about that.
Interesting.
Is No Man's... I mean, yeah, actually, No Man's Sky would fit this aesthetic.
No Man's Sky would be amazing as a game of you just travel from wacky planet to wacky planet.
I know our game for next week. I'm pivoting it.
Oh no.
It's a little more active than this.
Amber, but you already had the game set for next week. Twice!
Yeah. Oh wait, but which game will it be? Oh my god, we gotta stream more now. Okay, the actual next week game, I hope you like talking to shapes. They have faces, don't worry.
It will be fine. Amber, I beatbox for you on a regular basis.
Someone murdered a shape.
I'll kill them.
Well, actually, you're just trying to find out who murdered them. Like, what is that going on in the sky?
I don't know, but it's pretty.
You're pretty.
Alright, so, stories! People, ask us stuff, and we're gonna try and tell stories about it. Like,
just ask us stuff about our life. Like, anything.
Yeah, at this point,
Like-
we'll just... I mean...
Though the burger stories were good.
Amber, the burger stories are the highlight of this stream.
Oh yeah, so actually, one of the indie games gets replaced. No, actually, we're gonna do another game like this in the future, and it's gonna be Burger Stream.
Okay, I'm gonna read it. Oh well. In Hiyos Miyazaki Chihiro, one type the full title, there is like this 3-minute surreal sequence where the train character takes the train with a spirit-like creature and 2 transformed characters. It's without dialogue, and it's a contemplative scene with phantoming people taking this train in the water-submerged world.
That sounds like the kind of scene in a movie that would be my favorite scene. Like, actually. Maybe we should watch that movie at some point.
Is this the moment where I should be super stupid on stream?
I mean, Emma, you are incapable of being stupid.
No.
Or dumb. Or anything else.
Okay, is this the moment where I can be super fun and girly on stream?
Yes, always.
Okay, so let's talk about the influence of trains in the work of Lena Rain. So let's...
I love you.
Amber, I had to.
We're talking about Esk, aren't we?
Not only that, One Knowing is heavily inspired by trains.
Oh yeah, S and One Knowing would both fit the.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the train scene and Esk.
Train scenes.
Should we
is
play Esk on
interesting.
stream?
The main issue with Esk is that we technically have an audience in Spanish, and I would need to translate it.
That is a very good point.
It's a very text-heavy game.
Yeah.
Se supone que tendríamos que estar haciendo el stream tanto en inglés como en español, pero habemos dos personas acá que podemos hablar inglés bien, y yo que hablo español a medias, no hablo español, hablo chileno, la verdad, y Amber.
No. I did understand that. Sorry, I don't speak Spanish or English. I do speak French.
Is in Spanish that thing Popeye ate?
Emma.
What?
Emma.
What?
Parles-tu français?
No. No. Por favor, pregúntenos algo.
No, I was not speaking English. I'm speaking Canadian.
Canadian French or Canadian English?
Yes. Both are cursed because they're from Canada.
Language.
Please don't make triggered jokes in our chat, please.
Yeah, please don't.
Like that's don't.
Please don't. This is just a verbal warning. But first, next time, yeah.
Next time you will be timed out.
Next time will be time out.
I mean, actually, once I'm feeling a little better, because right before you know what happened, let's not focus on it. But I got a flu, and I'm still recovering from it, as you've probably heard in the background. But once I'm recovered more, I'm going to be trying much harder to actually speak Spanish. Like, in the home, even.
Also, okay, there's a long discussion. I'm gonna do it because I know this team is rather involved for numbers. So
I have had to explain this like dozens and hundreds of times.
I will. So, trigger has a very specific definition in terms of psychology. It's a psychology term. The meaning of trigger is specifically events or memories that induce flashbacks towards.
It's not just flashbacks,
or
but
I don't know the exact that can set off memories or
memories, severe anxiety, like
anxiety.
severe anxiety. It can cause panic attacks.
to people with post-traumatic disorder.
Hi, Golder. Yeah, this is like super chill stream. Like we're watching the sites, listening to the tunes, and talking.
And suddenly it was coerced by 4chan and other sites to be used to mock people for having strong reactions to things.
And like it's like just full disclosure, I have PTSD.
So
Like it's really upsetting. Like I can't. As someone with PTSD, like when people like make constant jokes about triggered, it tells me that like
they don't think what
I
chill
cannot
is.
like if we were friends or if we were just acquaintances, I can never bring something up to you that something triggers me, like actually upsets me to the point of potentially shutting me down or having a panic attack. I'm getting a little better. I injured myself, but like that's
Amber is an expert on injuring herself. She's done that like 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
I can barely walk. I'm on my period. It's all kinds of fun things.
Yeah, sadly that's
Yeah,
what
that
happens with memes.
is why it needs to be explained, but like at this point I've had to explain it so many times. And of course, you can imagine there are people who like will resist any kind of explanation and will be like, but it's like the people who
try to justify the T slur.
People who justify the R slur, people who use re, which is very offensive. Because, just for reference, like, it got painted as, this is a noise a frog makes. But Re is actually something that started on like 4chan boards and such to like mock people with autism. Or neurodivergent people in general, but like specifically people with autism. And then they like spread this whole thing where it's just the noise a frog makes with this one little viral video, and then everyone is just like, but I can link you to the video. I can link you to the frog video where it makes the resound. And like, I honestly do get really upset by it. Like, I'm the kind of person who has a lot of issues in public chats because I legitimately have a lot of triggers. Apparently this is just me unpacking my life.
I mean, Amber, this is our stream of us unpacking our lives. Like, we've
Hi.
had a couple of rough days, and we're all social distancing right now, but I think streams in general have that power for us to just talk to people.
I mean, I'm a relatively open person. Like, I am publicly talking about my periods on both a stream and on Twitter. Like, cause, okay, here's the thing about trans women periods. Hey, you'll get there. You'll get a better run, and I will get back to the runs as soon as I'm better. But yeah, so like, the reason when I started transition, I made a point that I was going to talk about every stage of my transition, because going through transition, it's not something that people like super talk about a lot. Mm-hmm. And like, I do try and keep my Twitter suitable for work as I can manage, because
Suitable for work.
I am but a pure and innocent girl. But
Cannot confirm.
like, yeah, like it's trans women periods. I was able to find no academic articles. I was able to find nothing by doctors. I was able to find one article by a cis writer, and many articles by trans women on like random sites. And every single article mentioned about how trying to talk about these experiences in public made them a huge target of TERFs.
Yeah, TERFs have made a big deal on menstruation being the defining attribute of womanhood, which is one of the discourses they have, which ultimately ties gender to biological sex, and
yeah, and it's just all this
TERF
nonsense.
nonsense.
Like,
fuck TERFs.
I'd rather not. I'm gay, but I'm not that gay.
Amber. Factors off with an axe.
The body spray, that might give me an allergic reaction.
With a very pointy spoon?
Really? That's neat. Huh. I'd be interested in looking into them. I don't know if I'll read them. Like, I'm very bad at... My issue is reading things on a laptop screen, because I'm very easily distracted.
Amber, you realize we have the book Pandora for me like a while ago, and you could read it, and we could read it? Finally?
We should do that. We have time.
I've had that book for like months.
We should. I've also been making like a list of like shows and movies we should watch.
We need to catch up with Digimon Tamers.
Digimon Tamers.
I promised Minnie I would watch Digimon Tamers, and I got stuck in the first chapter.
And it was good. I want to keep watching it.
Yeah.
This weekend, we're gonna order 40 burger. We're gonna
get some chill food. And
get a
watch.
frozen. No, we can't get into Bleeding Air.
I mean, we can, but it's gonna take forever.
We could go in the morning, but I also can't come with you because I have a cough. A really bad cough. A dry cough, too. Just, like, PM one of us it. There's probably, like, the Nightbot or Stream Elements or something.
Yeah, yeah, you can DM them to either me or Amber. Amber
Yeah.
should have her DMs open for people in the same server, and you're in the Pixel Mix
Yeah, my
server,
DMs
so it
are
should be
open.
fine.
Yeah, so you can DM me it, and I will take a look.
But yeah, okay, more stories.
Yeah, I'm on Discord. Like, I'm at Amber, like, brackets Amber.
In Pixel Mixers at least.
Yeah.
Alright, more stories. Let me think. Give us another topic for stories. I mean, we could talk about transition
Emma.
in general.
It's okay.
It's okay. Thank you so much. Actually,
Like, it's fine.
I wasn't aware of how, because there's also that topic. A lot of people have tried very strongly to make it so there's not an actual queer presence or a queer movement in Japan, like, because Japan has had some traditionally different views on gender and sexual expression, but that doesn't mean that the concept of queerness has not existed.
Yeah, Golder, like, look at what's going on in the background. Like, I've just been, while we're talking, I'm just kind of, like, I guess I'm, like, looking at it out of the corner of my eye, and sometimes not so much out of the corner of my eye, because I'm gay, but, like, I've been watching what's going on in the background this whole time.
The background is very pretty.
Emma is a good topic, yes. Okay, what do you want to know about Emma? From me.
Am I not allowed to answer?
You can answer after me. Ask me questions about my wife.
Yeah, but this game is very pretty. We don't know where this is.
It's raining again.
But it's raining again.
It looked like the sun was rising, but I don't think this world has a sun per se.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something going on over there.
Where?
Actually, can we just look into the other car? Let us know if someone moves in there.
Let's see.
Ever so slightly, they're swaying.
Yep.
Okay, let's just continue looking out the window. Because now I'm bored.
Not yet, but not yet, but we have a lot of demos that we downloaded. I also downloaded the free trial for ARMS, which I really wanna play.
Yes, me too.
And Amber is probably downloading the demo for Bravely Default 2.
Yeah, Bravely Default 2 is one of the games I'm looking forward to. Start and select on old 3DS? That is a very good question. Why was old 3DS like... Okay, like, I liked old 3DS, but like the start and select buttons, like...
Are mushy.
They're really bad. Like, I get that most games aren't gonna use them, and like, I can't imagine when they were designing K-Story 3D, they were like, we're gonna put this glitch in on purpose, so that in 8 years...
someone is going to have to suffer clicking that
Amber
button.
specifically is going to break this game after finding out, oh, it has this glitch. Let's find out what we can do with this glitch, and then learning exactly how it works. Learning how K-Story's buffer system works. But let's not derail this with K-Story 3D trivia, because I could go on for like hours and hours.
Amber is... Should I spoil it? No.
What?
I'm not gonna spoil the thing you're working on.
I need to get back to that.
Please do.
I mean, I've mentioned it. Which one? The thing that would be relevant to Golder? Or the other thing?
The thing that will be relevant to
My favorite game, if I'm being completely honest, my like top 5 games constantly changes. There are certain games that stay in my top 10 games, but like...
Okay, name the consistent ones. Like
Consistent
the ones
games?
that have stayed there.
Like, actually, no, here's the better question. Like, what kind of game? Like, do I just want to relax? Am I looking to just... Like, how do I want to relax? Like, there's a lot of depth. Like, favorite game is a hard question for me to answer. Like, Yoshi's Island is a consistent game. Oh no, a non-indie game. Celeste. K-Story became my favorite game because of this one.
Because of me.
I had played it in 2011, and like, I actually never got best ending as we found out. Most impact on my life. That is actually interesting. So, the game that had the most impact on my life is Super Smash Bros. 64. So, we're going on a story. It's story time! So, I was like 6 or 7. And I went to a daycare because my mom was like doing school, working at the same time. And they had an N64 there, and they had a copy of Smash 64. And we would play it. Like, I just remember that I figured out how to grab and people got upset. And I figured out how to do things out of shield and people got upset.
Sounds like 364 people.
But, like, yeah, like, it was a fun time. So now go back. Sorry, just, I moved my leg in a weird way. My leg is what I injured. Like, my kneecap is, I did something to my kneecap, and I can barely walk on it. Super Smash Bros. Melee came out a few years later. And at this time, I have this friend in middle school. Well, two of them, actually. One of them I'm not going to dead name, but the other is the one who had a copy of Melee. And I would go there sometimes, and we would just play some Melee. Like, I remember a time where because our skill level was very unmatched even at that age. I didn't even know what wave dashing was.
Oh.
But, like, I would set, like, 3 level 9 Donkey Kongs on. And just, like, and he would sometimes come out on top. Like, but, like, yeah. And, okay, so, like, this is, like, just build up. Like, you know where this is actually going at this point. Like, Smash 64 is what, like, instilled Smash Brothers is something I loved. And led me to play Melee, which I enjoyed. And then Brawl came out. So when Brawl came out, my mom had gotten a Wii. Technically, it was her Wii, but she did, and it depended on the day whether she did or didn't mind me using it and taking it to stuff. But the important thing is, so a friend of mine got Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And this was going to be my answer for a second before I thought about it for a second. But, like, Smash 64 is what led to this moment. So, Super Smash Bros. Brawl is the game that, like... Okay, so before this point, I played some competitive Pokemon. Usually via Shoddy Battle. Because it was... I played a lot just before the release of Platinum version. And mostly on school computers. Because I didn't actually have internet access at home. Because autism... Don't want her to get addicted to
things.
Don't want her to end up a game programmer. Fucking game. Like, that sort of nonsense. Like, so Super Smash Bros. Brawl came out, and I had some interest in competitive because of Pokemon. This is also around the time when my, like, love of spreadsheets started. I had, like, this really complex spreadsheet that, like, had damage calcs in it, had, like, a bunch of pre-made sets. All that kind of stuff. Like, it was Smogon's damage calculator before that existed, basically.
Oh my god.
Like, it was very intricate. I failed the class at it. So, Brawl came out, and I really enjoyed it. And so, with friends, I was, like, challenging myself to play Ganondorf, because we had, like, some exposure to competitive Smash via Smash Boards, but none of us went to tournaments. And, like, so I played Ganondorf because it was just, like, it's the hardest character in the game. And, like, they do okay on Norfair. Mm-hmm. And Pirate Ship. And according to the Smash Brothers Brawl, like, community rule set, Norfair and Pirate Ship were technically counterpicks. So I was just like, so these are legal stages. I can counterpick people to them. I mean, excitable people are excitable people.
Yeah, excitable people are excitable. That's how we work.
Yeah.
That's how they work. I don't know if I'm excitable or not.
You can be very excitable. Where was I? So, we played Smash Brothers Brawl at friends, and then, like, I mostly played Brawl at friends' houses, and then Brawl Plus got released. And I don't know if anyone else remembers Brawl. Do you remember Brawl Plus?
No.
This was like the advent of Brawl modding.
Minus. Yeah,
modding. This was like a year or two before Brawl Minus. I worked on Brawl Minus, by the way. I have many regrets about that, but that's a story for another time. So, Brawl Plus came out, and was just like, wait a second, let's turn off items. And something clicked. Like, something about Smash Brothers clicked. And, like, I was still playing Ganondorf at the time. And like Brawl Plus became like this staple. Balanced Brawl eventually got released, and Balanced Brawl was a good time. But I had a friend who like complained because Pit just got 1% to an attack. Like, what, this mod is terrible, because they thought Pit was the best character in the game, even though they also thought that Pit like could not win against Meta Knight. So
Well,
they also went Meta Knight on me in tournament, but we're not there yet. So. Okay, so this all culminates in the year after that summer. There was a lot of Terraria in that summer. The game was not out yet. It's probably questionable, but like it happened. I downloaded a leaked build of the game with a friend, and we played the shit out of it. And then the game came out, and we pirated it. But that's not the story. We can talk about Terraria another time. We're doing streams like every week. So, Brawl came out. Etc., etc. And then, so I had a friend who just like, I don't play Brawl very much. Do you want to borrow my copy of Brawl? Spoiler, they never got it back. So, I now had a copy of Brawl. And I started practicing, trying to get better. Narrator voice. I did not get better, but I thought I did. But let's not focus too much on how much of a shitty person I was as a teenager, like with mentality. Like this is fun because this is leading somewhere good. I promise. Sorry about all the tangents, but welcome to Story Time with Amber.
With Amber and Tema in the commentary track.
I think I saw a bird.
Amber, focus.
Okay, so I borrowed Brawl. And that was like my competitive awakening. And so that when the summer hit, this was actually just after most of us got out of high school. I failed out of high school. I actually dropped out. But again, not important. So I had a lot of spare time on my hands. I was trying to find work, etc., etc. So we went to our first Smash Brothers tournament. It took me a lot of work to get myself be able to go. And actually, after a point, I just started leaving the house without permission because I was tired of being basically not allowed to live a life. Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, ultimately, that's why I left home in the middle of the night at 27 after having moved out. But fun and game. I love you.
Keep going.
Okay, so started practicing Brawl. Went to our first. No, we went to the York University Smash Fest. So, at that Smash Fest, I was just kind of like, I got demolished as Ganondorf. And then someone was like, why aren't you using down tilt after side B? And I was just like, what? And I started learning about like follow-ups and like the idea of like following up my attacks. And then like, I just played Lucario on a whim. And I demolished like a ranked player in my region.
Oh.
In friendlies. And they were just like, why don't you main Lucario? And so, I switched mains to Lucario. This is gonna be a theme in this story. Actually, I might not go super in-depth into the Brawl story. Can be a story for another time.
Hi Hero, welcome to the stream.
Hi Hero, it's story time with Amber.
Yeah, we're just boarding a train, listening to the tunes and telling stories.
Okay, so like, yeah, and then I started going to tournaments, and then I met one very important person in my life.
Almost, not quite, but almost. This is Nightline, passive observation game by Color Fusion, and it's very relaxing, and we're just telling stories.
No, this is a painful thing. So, where was I? So, is our stream down? Or is just it down on your end?
Let me double check. I'm just gonna check. Oh.
I will get back to the cert.
Let me check. Checking. No.
Okay, we're still up.
Stream is fine.
Okay, so back to the story. So I start going to Brawl tournaments, and I meet one very important person in my life. Pidge01, who has become a lifelong friend of mine, and even though we don't talk very much, she is a very important person in my life, and I do trust her immensely. And yeah, so this links into like Okay, so now I would play Smash 4, I would play Smash Ultimate, but this is basically where this link of why Smash 64 is so important ends to an extent. Like, yes, Smash 4 I didn't like that much. Bowser was kind of cool, but the game had issues. The game already had issues before the DLC came out. Don't even argue that
Okay,
Bayonetta...
let's not get...
Let's not get into that. Like, Bayonetta just accentuated the issues the game already had. But Ultimate, I actually enjoy quite a lot, and if I could stand the Smash Brothers community, and I could find, like, a static doubles partner to practice with, which one of those is completely impossible, I would play competitively. But, yeah, I like it not competitively. That is a good way of looking at it. So,
what's the point of this?
The point of this, so, because of Smash 64, I played Melee. Because of Melee, I played Brawl. Because of Brawl, I went to tournaments. Because of tournaments, I met Pidge. Because of Pidge, here's a fun little thing. Pidge is actually the first person I came out as trans to. Almost 10 years ago.
Because of Pidge.
Because of Pidge, Pidge would later create a Discord server. Smash 2 is actually kind of fun. Pidge would eventually create this Discord server. Now, I used Discord somewhat. I had, like, this really rough relationship for, like, 5 or 6 years that ultimately ended in, like, horrible apocalyptic disaster. Like, let's not get into that at all.
Yeah.
I'm an open person, but not that open. So, I used Discord somewhat, and then I cut myself off from, like, most things. But this is when I deleted my Facebook account. And then, this was actually 5 years ago. I deleted my Facebook account. And so as a result, I started using Discord more. I used Twitter a bit more. 2 years later, I would come out as trans in general. I would also start talking in Pidge's Discord server more. Because I'd been in it for a while, and I sort of, like, popped in every now and then.
Yeah, and you knew Pidge server was one of the few places where you would be safe being out as a trans woman.
Yeah, and so, like, yeah, so I came out publicly, and then, like, I started talking more because I felt safe in there, and it was just a really comfy place. A place which felt like there were people I could trust. And so,
and
one of the many...
It still is.
It really still is.
It still is.
And one of the really cool people I met in there was this girl who I kind of clicked with a little bit. And, like, I'd watch her, like, Pokemon Showdown battles. Like, she had, like, this ridiculous idea of using, like, Mono Ice.
In Gen 7?
Like, in Gen 7, like... I recall gushing to her about, like, Pokemon Generation 7, like, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, about how I thought they were amazing. And then I got, like, really downed by all the negative nonsense. But, like, she's cool to talk to. We started talking more eventually. Like, this is, like, November, December. We talked a bit. December 31st, I was drunk. And I made sure to tell her that, you know, please. I forget exactly what it was. Like, I said something along the lines of, like, you're really great.
Yes.
Like, and so, then in January, when Emma was drunk...
I was really stressed and I got drunk at the...
She came into my stream, and, like, after my stream, she sends me 2 messages. I just want you to know that your voice is really cute.
It is! You've heard her voice, it's the cutest thing!
That is... Right now, I can't possibly confirm because I have a really sore throat because I've been coughing up my lungs. So far I have not succeeded. I will keep you updated on Twitter. But yeah, so, like, then in, like, February, at the end of January, this little game called... what was it? Emma, there's a game. It was made by a studio that actually, like, changed names. That is Lies and Slander, for me. There's this studio, they changed their names recently. I think they're working on a new title. They made that game with the bows and arrow.
Yacht Club Games, Shovel Knight!
No, the other one. It has, like, the mountain, it's not getting over it.
Amber, but we played it last week. It's a short hike.
No, that wasn't out yet. It was
Oh.
the other mountain game.
Um,
Oh, it was Hello Games. Yeah, Hello Games, hit game. Getting Over It with Madeline is trans. And
the
the last
of
game.
Fire.
Oh my god, I like that more. So Getting Over It with Emma Alvarado. So we.
Amber, please don't be cryptic for people out there who.
Talking about Celeste. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm confusing you. I'm talking about Celeste. Celeste came out. We started. Emma played the game. Emma posts after she played the game. This game might be better than Cave Story.
And Amber responded like, "Whoa!"
We actually found the messages. Celeste is this hit 1993 indie game by Extremely Matt Makes Games. And you climb a mountain in it by throwing your head forward hard enough that you dash. But so
Back.
okay, so she mentions this to me, and I'm just like, wait, you think a game is better than Cave Story, maybe? So I pirated the game.
Yeah, because at the time everyone knew. Because I made absolutely sure to let everyone know that Cave Story was the best game of all time ever, and I made sure that I didn't think anyone could possibly top it ever at the time.
Yes.
And suddenly 3 days after Celeste is out, I'm like, this game is better than Cave Story.
Yar. Work, matey. So I played Celeste. I pirated the game and I played it. Because at the time, like, I was disabled and I wasn't on disability yet. Like, I have a lot of health issues. But, like...
And a lot of money issues.
Yeah. But... So
she played Celeste, and I made a lot of effort to not spoil the game.
Okay, so here's my experience of playing Celeste. Chapter 1 was really fun, and I really enjoyed the game. And at the end of Chapter 1, it's like, okay, there's story. That's cool. I wasn't fully expecting story. Mm-hmm. Also, like, You Can Do It was cute. And so at the end of Chapter 1, I'm like, this is a really cute game. Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is making me realize that this game is a little bit more than I expected. And... yeah, I saw the anxiety mentioned. I was like... because at the time, I was having extremely severe panic attacks. Like, almost daily. Like, I just had to drop out of college because of a strike. Like, I just failed to move finally away from my parents again. Because I had to move back in with them when I injured myself and had, like, a series of mental breakdowns. Like, that was a very, very bad couple months. I was actually also so sick that I was basically stuck in bed for a while after I got fired from the job because I was too sick to work. But anyways, back to Celeste. So, I get through Chapter 2, and I'm starting to get a little worried.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3 I cried during. This is pre-HRT too, and I did not cry easy before I started HRT, like, at all. There's gonna be a theme of this discussion on my playthrough. I cried a lot.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4 was really something. Like, Chapter 4 is basically designed so that you sit there, you try to get through it, and you just try and it just leaves you to think and stew on what just happened in Chapter 3. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the whole design of the chapter.
Yes.
Not much is happening. It is leaving you to sit on what just happened. It gives you the time to think about it. Like, the music is a little lower key. Then it throws the final challenge,
which obviously has to on guard. Like,
yeah.
And you reach the ending and you...
And then, that scene. The scene where anxiety plays. And it gave me a bad panic attack. A very bad panic attack. And I had to stop playing for a moment. I did get back to the game in the same session. It took me like a half-hour break. And then I got back to the game. I got a Forge on, and I got to Mirror Temple. And Mirror Temple really deeply resonated with me because of the sheer amount of stuff I was going through at the time, the sheer amount of stuff I had gone through. Like, I had actually, several months prior, just broken up with my boyfriend. Because distance got too difficult. Coincidentally,
you promised to never
I
get
promised
into...
I would never do a long distance relationship again.
That aged poorly.
Yes. So... fast forward. I get to chapter 6. I cried the entire time during the last section of chapter 6. During the whole boss fight, I cried, and 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 I cried.
And I cried.
I cried a lot. And I think during this time, I was like, I think I was either messaging you or like spoilering it in Pidge's Discord as I was playing a little bit. And chapter 7 was chapter 7. Like, I don't know how else to describe chapter 7. Like, it is a very cathartic moment for a video game. And like, it is, I feel like it's almost designed to make you come out of the game feeling super... What the... There was something going on in that reflection.
Yes.
What is going on there?
Yes. You're right.
What's going on in the reflection? Is that just the... I think it's just the reflection of the other side, but like, it's really cool.
Yeah. Also, Vert. Also, chapter 7.
Chapter 7, and I completed chapter 7. I don't have a lot much to say on chapter 7 besides the fact that it
Chapter 7 is designed to make you feel powerful after...
Feel powerful and come out of the game on a positive note. I cried at the end. I cried during the epilogue. And then I needed like an hour or so to unpack it. And then I put a message in Pidge's Discord about how Celeste was like so powerful, and I'm gonna wait for more people to play it, but I really want to talk about it at some point. And then, so the girl who played Pokemon Showdown a bunch and likes Cave Story, like, she messaged me and was just like about Celeste, and we like talked a lot, and we talked, not just about Celeste. She confided a bunch of things in me. We like really clicked. I had a really fucked up sleep schedule where I was getting up at like 4, 5, 6 a.m. I was birding her in the morning. A thing I do is I just like send people birds. Like, bird is how I greet people. I also like use reacts a lot. It's just a thing I do to manage anxiety, but also just a thing I do because I like it. But we started talking a lot, and well, a lot of tension built really quickly, and then some drama happened, which we're not going to get into.
Yeah, we'll not mention the people involved there.
But there was some drama, and me being me, not expecting, because I'm going to be honest, I've never, like, whenever I'm trying to be nice to you, whenever I'm trying to, like, in the past, like, whenever I've been trying to, like, oh, by the way, the girl is Emma. Like, anytime I've been, like, really supportive when we weren't together. Like, I don't, like, you don't owe me anything. You never owed me anything. There was a time where I created a second Discord account, and I left it on overnight because you were having anxiety, and if I left regular Discord on, I would get notifications, because at that time I was still talking to people. Another mental breakdown, it's a story for another time. I cut a lot of people out of my life. I regret it deeply. But yeah, like, I just tried to be there for you because, well, one, I had an enormous crush on you, and I knew I had an enormous crush on you. But you made like a tweet at one point of like 9,461. And I was very confused. I thought you were like, is this like a coded help? Because I was just worried about you.
Oh.
Like, I got worried. And then later, when I checked how far it was to Chile, because in another Discord I was in, I found messages from it a couple months back, and it was just like, please help me. I'm falling for a girl in Chile. And I looked up how far it was, and it was like 10,000 kilometers or so. And it was just like, I said I wouldn't do long distance again, but I really, really, really like her. And well, stuff happened, which should not be gone into by anyone except for us personally. And yeah,
Here we are.
let's drop the pretense. Like that, it was something along those lines. Like you probably
Let's stop playing fool.
let's stop playing fool. That was it. And yeah, we were a couple. And now we're married.
And together. At less than 1 meter out.
It's
from
like
each other.
it's like a centimeter. Actually, I'm touching you. My leg is touching you. And
There's no webcam, so you should know we just kissed.
anyways, that's story time. That's story time with Amber.
It's funny because in a way, Smash 64 is also connected to me for similar reasons, albeit my path is quite different. The main thing to note about that is that at some point I wanted to play Smash, and I wanted to see what people had done beyond 64. I wanted to play Smash games. And at the time, I had like a potato computer that could barely run Smash 64. So I was checking for stuff, and one day, searching for games, I stumbled into Super Smash Flash 1, which was terrible, but I deeply enjoyed and played the fuck out of.
Did I mention that I tried that the other day?
It's bad.
It's bad, and I love it.
Which eventually led me to find out that people were working on a sequel. Super Smash Bros. 2. And then,
Why not Smash Flash? Or sorry, why not Super Smash Second?
I don't know. And then, well, I talked to some people.
I don't even know this.
When did I start? In general? Okay, so actually, the first two original melodies that I remember having written were written in 2008. Late 2008, early 2019. They were written for the girl I was dating back then, and for a friend. But they were never released.
Okay, when did you start trying to make music, though?
When I started trying to make music, my first documented cover, and the first one that I tried to make with some amount of effort, was a 4-hand keyboard Bad Apple cover.
Oh my god, I remember you talking about that. That's why Bad Apple is so important.
Yes. And I started doing that, and I started doing more and more covers. I got some positive comments on that, even though it was terrible. And I started just doing stuff around, and I also started playing Super Smash Flash, Super Smash Flash 2. I got in touch with members of the community. I got into the Smash Flash 2 backroom. And suddenly the backroom was invited to become balancers, and I got in. And I started making music and sharing with the development team. And one day they told me, why don't you join us? We could use the music dev. And I was like, you don't have musicians? And Well, they didn't. They were ripping all this their soundtrack from like Overclock remix and other internet remixes they could find. So I started making music. The first thing that I did that got released was a cover was the Super Metroid Medley, which was released in 0.8a if memory serves.
Really? That was the first one?
Yes.
Because I really like that one.
But the really old one, the orchestral one.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Then later I would start improving it slowly. That's when Silas shows up. That's when Sulik writes the original track for the original melody for the Super Smash Bros. 2 menu, which became my baby.
It is genuinely catchy.
019 menu is a piece I have very fond memories of. It's one of those tracks that shaped my way through music, at least in my early years. You might hear about it soon. Very soon.
Emma, whatever do you mean?
Surprise. Anyway, I get into that. I start improving it slowly. And I start getting involved with the Flash scene, which led me to the competitive Smash scene, which led me to the Twitter account of Twitch01. It also led me to fund the first collegiate Smash crew in Chile. And I started acting as a TO, which is the thing that connected me to the Twitter account of Twitch01. Fast forward to like 2015, I had quit the Smash Bros. 2 team because I
want to mention a thing. So this was a Smash fan game, which also happened to have a sub-forum on Smashboards.
Mm-hmm.
And so between 2012 or so and 2015, I worked in a mod of Super Smash Bros. Brawl that you might have heard of, called Brawl Minus. And we actually took some small inspirations from Smash Flash 2. With a couple of things, and like I knew about Smash Flash 2, but I didn't have internet at home, so I mean I did, but it was severely limited.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is I could have met Emma back then. I wouldn't have wanted to, because I was not the person I am now.
Neither am I.
I needed to grow for a while. But yeah, anyways, that was just my small aside.
Okay. But I still kept some contact with the Twitter scene. And I reset my social networks every time, partly because I was upset with things, and partly because I was starting to realize, oh shit, turns out I'm a girl? Yep, musical notes. Oh shit, wait, I'm a girl!
Yeah, that's a mood.
I come out, I remake my accounts, I follow Peach01, she follows back. We interact back and forth, not so close. She makes the Discord server. I join the Discord server, and at the Discord server, I immediately assume that I'm a girl, because at the time it was like late 2016, no, early 2017, and I was starting to feel confident with me being a woman, and I was happy, and then there was this girl who knew about a lot of Pokemon, and was trying the stupid idea of playing Monotype Ice in Gen 7. I had a friend who knew about the stuff, but he was struggling with the fact that I was a trans woman back then, so we kind of had to take some distance. He went on the middle. I mean, he's much better now. Like, yeah, he's one of my most supportive friends. Like,
he seems amazing.
And I love you. You're a very important friend to me, and I'm really glad we've been friends for this long. I don't know if you're watching this. I just wanted to know that you're a very important person to me. Okay, so I was saying, we So I started trying to play Pokemon competitive monotype with Ice. Ice was terrible. And yet somehow I hit top 500 in that meta.
It was a pretty decent team. I watched quite a bit at that point.
And Amber started helping me optimize the team.
Kieran Black! The defensive Levo, that was much later. But like, Kieran Black was one of the things I started helping on.
Yeah. And we did a lot, and we started talking back and forth, and we started DMing, and in the meantime, one of my friends approached 2018. We were talking pretty much daily about games mostly, and he one day mentioned Celeste because it was in a Nintendo Direct Mini, and my reaction to Celeste back then was pretty much, oh, that game looks Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze! Ah! And I completely forgot Celeste existed.
Yes.
I really wanted to play Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Which, by the way, it is a wonderful game.
It's wonderful. I own it now. It's one of the like 7 games I own physical for Switch. It's amazing. Anyway, so he mentioned Celeste. He mentioned like he likes it, and my plan was I was so hyped for Tropical Freeze. I owned a Switch back then. I had gotten one like a couple months ago. 3 months after I got my copy of Cave Story Plus physical edition for Switch.
Yes.
Yeah, I got my copy of Cave Story before getting my Switch. I wasn't even sure if I was going to get my Switch. And I got my Switch the same day I started HRT. Which is the only reason why I remember when I got my...
That's right. I remember you posting about starting HRT.
Yes.
I remember that distinctly because you were so excited.
Okay. Yeah, because I got also asked you to be there. Like, we were talking when I was going to
I was keeping you I mean, that became a thing.
Yeah.
I kept you company waiting.
Okay. And my plan was, okay, I'm gonna play a platforming game every month until Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is out, which is on May. So I have 4 months to play 4 platforming games. And I was gonna start with this game that was just announced for PC that looked really pretty and looked like it was going to be right up my alley. Iconoclasts. And I was set. That was the game I was gonna get that week. I was set, I was done, and suddenly a friend started messaging me, girl, have you seen those reviews? What's going on with Celeste? It can't be getting 10 out of 10s everywhere, right?
It was a small indie game. It was like a small indie game. Oh, I'm gonna cut in and just mention where I first heard about Celeste, because it's semi-relevant.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I wasn't out, which was like a 7-year period after coming out the first time to someone in private, I was following like a lot of trans musicians on Twitter.
One of them being Crystal Lee.
One of them being Crystal Lee. And Crystal Lee is how I found out about Lena Rain. And Crystal Lee made the Chapter 3B track. And like I really like Krista's music. And I hope one day she gets back to music, but like she's married now. There's like
this trend.
Well, like, yeah, anyways. Yeah, Iconoclast is hard. But yeah, like, anyways, yeah, basically trans musicians were what started to like make me realize that I had to eventually live my best life. Anyways, continue, Lev.
Anyways, so I was like, okay, do I play Celeste or Iconoclasts? Both games were roughly at the same price point back then. And I was like, okay, they all can be good. And I was like, do you want to play it? Like, to my friend, yes, but I am still busy with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which at the time he was trying really hard to like.
Oh.
He was trying his best to like it because he's a fan of the Xenoblade Chronicles series. And he was trying really hard to like it.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is really bad.
Have you played it?
No, but I've heard from everyone who has. With few exceptions, who did not like it.
Anyway, I mean, depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for tits, I mean, that's the thing. If you're looking for tits, there are better games to play that also have tits on them.
Yeah, like, that's what I was like, because Emma, I am just gay. I am a lesbian.
I mean, Amber is the reason why I'm playing Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Emma, Game Had Hot Girl was free. Amber clicked download.
Okay. So I was like, okay, which one I play? Okay, I'm gonna play Celeste first. It's going to be just a short game and I'm gonna be done with it and then I'm gonna keep going as normal. Narrator voice. She didn't keep going as normal.
Wait, someone did a thing, but we can't actually see what it was.
Nice, we can see what it was. We'll wait. This thing will eventually update.
One day.
Anyway, that's exactly what happened. And
I can't sing right now.
one day...
I'm sick.
Oh, thank you for the host, Golder.
Thank you, friend.
I appreciate it. Anyway, and I played the first 2 chapters and I was like... So my friend asking me what I thought and I was like, I'm not sure where the story is going. Spoilers, I knew.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know.
So next day I was home alone and I started I'll get to that here, I promise. So I start playing the rest of the game. I was home alone and I played the game for 6 hours straight, except for like the 45 minutes break to cry in the middle of chapter 6. Like, I tried really hard to not cry during the rest of the game, but I got to the line of Theo being talking about Seattle and moving, and my best friend of all life, I don't think she's watching this, but regardless, I love you, had recently moved to Seattle. She was the first person I had ever come out to, and she was extremely important to me, and she had left. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried, and then I cried the entire boss fight. I cried holding my controller. I refused. I was like between deaths and between screen transitions, wiping up my tears, but I couldn't drop the controller. And nice.
Well done.
And I got up to screen 3 of chapter 7, and it was 3 a.m. and I had started playing at 9, and my hands were cramped. So I paused there, I went to sleep, I woke up, the first thing I did in the morning was turn on my Switch and finish the rest. And I messaged my friend, this is the best game I've played since Cave Story. And I started telling people about it because I was in honest disbelief. I decided to not play the game again for a while. And I started gushing about it. I remixed the music for the game. At the time I was already fiddling with ORG Maker, the music engine for Cave Story. And I made a cover of it, and I sent it to Twitter, and I got my best Twitter moment of all my life, where I got Lena Rain to listen to it.
Quiet and Falling, right?
Oh?
I said it for like half a second. Quiet and Falling, right?
No, Reach for the Summit.
Okay. No, Quiet and Falling was right after.
Yes. And I found out about Lena as well, and I started connecting with a lot of developers.
Call out time. So Emma had like this really big obsession with Lena Rain, and I assumed,
wait a second. Had?
Still has, but had at the time, this huge obsession. And so I found out Lena was trans, and I was like, oh, that's why Emma really likes Lena. Like, the music is amazing. Emma's a musician. Lena is trans. And a really pretty trans woman at that. Obviously, Emma, like, super likes it. And, like, it wasn't until, like, December of that same year.
When we were getting this Game Awards.
That I was like, Emma, Emma mentioned something, and I was like, wait a minute, Emma, you know Lena is trans, right? Emma did not know Lena was trans. Anyways, continue, love. Reach for the summit.
It didn't matter to me, like...
Yeah.
In the bingo. It's not even Amber, like... Why can't that score be Amber? No, that's just...
I know, but it's pretty.
Yeah. No, you.
No, you.
Anyway, and I started to... And I said in several places that it was like a game I couldn't believe I had just played. And that it was the best thing I had played since Cave Story, in places where people could understand how much that meant. I wasn't joking.
Yeah, like... Emma saying that something is potentially better than Cave Story is, like, the most praise I've... Like, there's levels of praise, and then there's that right at the top. Like... Oh! Wait, she did the LST for Tron?
Yes.
I did not know that.
And she's a pioneer in science.
Wow.
A pioneer in using in creation and usage of synthetic sounds.
That is amazing.
Okay, and I started working with that, and we started talking, and this girl reacts with "Whoa!"
Yeah, it was a big thing to say.
Like, it was the biggest play that one day I also changed my Google account icon,
yeah,
which had been currently raised from years.
Yeah.
To Madeline?
Yes.
And people lost their shit.
Yes.
They were like, "Am I okay?" This says more than anything you could have told me.
Yes.
A friend told me exactly that. This is more powerful than anything you could have told me about Celeste.
Yeah, like...
And we started talking with this girl because she had just finished Celeste.
Yeah.
And we were closer and closer. That's all. That's the story from my side.
Also with Quiet and Falling. So, I ended up, like, asking at one point, like, what my favorite track in Celeste was. And at the time, it was, like, changing, like, daily, because I really like the Celeste soundtrack.
Because I gave her the Celeste soundtrack.
Like, Quiet and Falling was it at the time. And so I mentioned that. Like, I didn't think too much of it. Like, and so Emma covered Quiet and Falling. The Quiet and Falling Emma released on February 28th was, like, a cover... Like, not exactly a present, but, like, dedication sort of thing. It felt like the intention... the thing Emma did to tell me her name. Okay, so when we were talking about Celeste a lot, Emma, like, needed to send a message. Like, because we were both, like, super, super anxious. Like, because we both knew the distance, I feel, like,
yes,
is a big factor.
And I needed to do something, that would make sense, and I was, like, shaking, and of course at the time, please play Celeste.
I would highly recommend Celeste.
I cannot stress this enough. Please play Celeste.
Yeah, so she needs a way to tell me how she feels. But, like, subtly, because we're both cowards, both lesbians. Like, we are both, like, at the time, like, we were, like, the helpless little lesbians. Like, super anxious, completely cowards, like, didn't know how to, like, make it obvious, even though it turns out we both knew. We both knew.
Okay, and I needed to do something. And at the time, we only knew each other through Discord. So, and I hadn't announced my name in public yet.
I only know her name as 194 at the time.
Yes.
And I actually did want to, like, ask what your name was, but I wasn't, like, because here's the thing. Like, the thing for me was, like, I really, really liked you. But like, if I lost you as a friend,
You would panic.
it would have destroyed me.
Yes.
Because I was also like super panicky disorder, and like I really like.
And I needed to do something, and it was like February 15th, and I had a credit card which I had had from 2014, and I had used to sparingly at the time, and it had dollar, and it had a dollar range, so I could get stuff like on the internet, and I found out that you could buy the soundtrack on Bandcamp
And gift it with a comment.
with a comment.
Weren't you like thinking of leaving the comment blank, but then stopped? No, it was because your account had your name.
No,
What was it? What was
No.
it? Was it the comment?
it wasn't the comment.
Okay, yeah,
I actually wanted to sign the comment,
yeah.
and I wasn't sure if I was going to sign it as 1 in 4, but I felt 1 in 4 was not right.
Oh.
So I just signed it as Emma.
Oh, is that your name? No, like that's my reaction at the time, and I'm just like I was in shock and like I cried. I cry a lot.
You never told me exactly what happened there.
I cried.
Oh.
It meant so much. Like, Emma, I cried. And again, I didn't cry a lot pre-HRT. Like, I had trouble with that. Probably more due to damage, but let's not
Yeah.
worry about that. Like, yeah, like, I cried, and, like, it was really clear, and, like, yeah. Then, like, the next couple of days happened, and we came out of it together.
Yeah. So, in a way, funny enough, Smash 64 is probably the game that had the most impact on our lives.
Yeah, like,
I wouldn't say exactly Smash 64, I could say Brawl, but
would you have been as interested in Brawl if you had not played Smash 64?
no.
Then there we go. Like, Smash 64 is the source of that. Actually, Emma, I have a thing. Would you have been as interested in Smash 64 if it weren't for the Mario games?
I mean, at the time, the only game my emulator could run any smoothly was Super Mario 64. And I started playing more games, and I played Smash 64, so yeah. It's...
Yeah, like, welcome to the Amber and Emma streams, which are apparently, like, almost 2 hours at this point of us just, like... honestly, this is my favorite stream we've done so far. I mean, we've done 2 streams, but, like, this has been really, really good.
Yeah, thank you so much for just listening and us open up about things. Like,
I can't dig. I don't have a leg.
I think the stream is like nearing how long we wanted it to. I mean, I didn't expect to get 2 hours.
I expected us to get like 20 minutes tops out of this game, and it's like I had like backups. We were gonna play Rivals of Aether and just mess around. Like that was my backup. Is we would just mess around and play Rivals of Aether. Because you'd mentioned like wanting to try it out a bit. That isn't the game for next week. Though. That is just one of the backups.
But yeah, that's how it is. I guess that's the advantage of a game like this. It's
Yeah,
you're
Emma.
in the proper mood for this.
That was in June.
That was in June or July 2018. I really wanted to split from the 194 name because the 194 games has some unfortunate implications. For me at the time, I wanted to remove some parts of my past. And one friend suggested it like that, suddenly, because he was really into, I think it was... Which anime it was? One of 2018 that got really popular. This anime, like...
Oh, one of them.
One of them.
I'm not a weeb, unlike you.
I'm not a weeb either!
You called me your waifu.
You're my
The
wife!
reason she called me her waifu is because I was wearing...
It's because you told me you were an anime character.
Yes, because you said that my... No. Yes, because you told me that my shirt matched the color of my eyes, and I made a joke that I was an anime character. And she was like, Amber, doesn't
You're
that
an
make
anime
you...
character.
Doesn't that make you my waifu? Anyways, yeah, like you changed your name. That summer was a summer.
Yeah, that summer was a summer that existed.
It was before we got married. It was actually okay. So
Amber, please. Amber, I'm gonna cut the stream short if you tell this story.
okay, I will make this short. So I actually like we announced that we were getting married in like January.
Yes.
We announced we were getting married in January. Like our plan was to like do this big elaborate like we wanted to do a proper wedding. And so we had like planned to just start planning in like September, October, November because I got here September 17th. And we like planned to like plan it out, and then the riots in October happened, but they needed to happen. Like I
agree.
I have no problems with that. And then like a bunch of other stuff happened. We had trouble getting like my actual tourist card prorogment. Please tell the cat that it is good. I had trouble getting it, so we couldn't actually like schedule it, and like it just hit a point where it's just like we just have to do a simple thing.
Yeah.
Like it was hitting like because the plan when I moved here was I was moving here on a tourist visa because like one we were a little afraid that my visa would get denied because I am disabled. I had not worked for 3 years prior because I was recovering from injuries. Injuries, collapses, etc. I had, like... Yeah. And so I moved here. Plan was that I proposed to her in July 10th, actually. I remember the day. I actually remember the time, but let's... I proposed to her on July 10th, and we decided that we were going to announce it closer to when we were, like, actually getting married. Because, like, our plan was, it was the Amber and Emma arc, and we were going to send invitations to people without telling them we were getting married yet. And the plan was to send them in October, but you know. And, like, get married in February. So that people would have time to get what they need to come here.
If they could.
If they could.
There were, like, half the invitations were to people not in Chile.
Like, we had this really cute thing. I was, like, making tweets about it because I do as being as cryptic as possible. 2 people guessed it.
Mona was one of them.
Mona was one of them, yes. They're very good.
Mona, we love you.
Yes. Yeah, like, anyways, yeah, I proposed to Emma in July. I had been thinking about proposing to Emma since, we got back together after some stuff in December 1st. I remember that.
December 1st, 2018.
Yeah, like, this was before this. And it was about April I realized that I wanted to, because we made a plan that the reason that let's not get into it too much, but like distance was an issue. So like the plan was we are planning to get together. So I was going to go to college for 2 years and then get a work visa here. So spoilers, 4 months later. Oh wait, no, then 2 months later in February, I had reading. And like Emma was having some trouble with some roommates, and I mentioned at one point, like, when they're gone, we should start calling them. And so we did. No, because we still were apart. The first time Emma and I met each other in person was September 17th last year.
When I went and picked her up
From
at
the
airport.
That was the first time we met in person.
We were anxious messes.
We were anxious messes. We were really afraid of a lot of things. It was an extremely large risk. Anyways, so it was like April or so that I realized that I wanted to ask you to marry me. So in February, like what happened was I had my reading week in college, and I had like this whole plan. I had everything planned out. I was running into issues because I was openly trans and not even close to passing yet. Like, I just started HRT on January 13th. And, yeah, so, like, February 21st, 22nd, like, I had my reading week. And Emma and I called one night. And Emma was playing Call one night. And, no details, but, like, it changed something. Like, it turns out that when you can have a comfortable, really meaningful silence with someone, like, it means more than any words can ever mean. Like,
Will you be okay, Lana? It's okay if you need to take a breather. Just make sure to breathe, okay?
breathing is good. As somebody should remember. But yeah, like... Yeah, and yeah, I realized that I could wait the 2 years. Spoilers, as it turned out, but we didn't know yet. I actually couldn't wait the 2 years. The colleges would go on strike well after, like, this happened. The colleges would go on strike. Then all public school teachers, which includes the colleges in Canada, Ontario, went on strike. And now, if none of that had happened, I would be finishing my program next week. And, well, I would not be able to fly here. At all. So, the fact that we, like, in retrospect, at the time, it was like, this is a really bad risk, and, like, a mistake. Logically speaking. But it is one I consciously decided to do. Like, I dropped out of college, and started applying for my name change. Started getting ready to apply for... The goal was apply for my name change and my birth marker change. Get my passport, get my health card. Sorry, I had to get the health card first. And then, so actually my plan to move here, I was supposed to be here in May of last year.
But the name change took eternity.
The name change, I had to go through so much bureaucracy to get my name changed. Like, oh, this was slightly changed. Oh, even though this doesn't mention that it is the name of your mother at birth, it is the name of your mother at birth, and you were just supposed to know this. Read the instructions, which were on a different page than the form. But like, after that took... I submitted the forms the second week of March. I would not get my new birth certificate until
September.
August. It was like... Actually, my birth certificate should say it, and I believe it's August 10th or 11th.
Not okay, around August.
And then I applied for my health card, and my health card took till September 3rd, I believe.
And then passport.
And then I applied for my passport, and I applied for... So, we had this realization. We had this big realization. Okay, so if I apply for my passport, but I already have a plane ticket bought, they can expedite my passport. And we realized right then and there that we could just buy the plane ticket. I used basically the rest of my savings at the time. Because I haven't been able to work since moving here, I have like $108 US to my name. But like, obviously I live with them. We live together, we're wives. But like, we realized right then and there, we can buy a plane ticket to Chile right then and there, and we could lock it in. And we did. I arranged to stay at a friend's house overnight the night before my flight left. And because I could not leave during the day with my family. From what I found out is, if I had been a few minutes later going through security, I could have been potentially physically attacked by my father at the airport. Like, they came after me to try to stop me. And yeah, like, we made the thing right then and there. I had to leave in the night. And even despite that, I still almost failed. And I actually did restore contact with my mom, because my mom, I can't forgive some things, even though I know the intentions were misguided but okay. but they had a really negative impact on me. And I just would have appreciated knowing why at the time. Oh, yeah. Spoilers. My biological father tried to kidnap me repeatedly up until the age of about 11. I never found this out. Well, obviously I did find this out, but yeah, anyways, so... And that obviously led my mom to be, like, super, super overprotective. Understandably, but, like, if she just told me why. Also, there was other things there, but we don't have a content warning on this stream, so we're not going to. But yeah, like, we bought the plane ticket. I stayed at a friend's overnight. I packed in the night right before, and I hid the suitcases right behind. I was an anxious wreck, and I actually left a bit more behind than I meant to, which is
really not Banjo-Tooie cartridge.
Banjo-Tooie cartridge. I could have brought my weight. Oh, I didn't. I wasn't able to actually measure these suitcases for weight because there was one scale, and it going missing and me having to put it back could cause suspicion. And I had to do this all in like the span of an hour where they were out. And I say an hour, but I didn't know when they were getting back. So I had to do this fast. And yeah, so I couldn't actually weigh them, so I erred on the side of caution because nothing could go wrong. Like, this was the biggest decision of my life. And showing up back at home if things went badly with suitcases was going to end very badly for me. So, yeah, I packed, I left more stuff. I really regret the Wii. I also regret leaving my guitar, but there was no way for to bring that with me.
Yeah. We'll get one day.
I would prefer like a marimba or something. Anything music box sounding, really. But yeah, like, and then yeah, like, we just did it. Like, we just fucking did it. We realized.
Flew?
Yeah, and I flew.
Covered.
The flight was comfy. Nobody warned me about the fact that, like, you have the pressure issues. I had those for like 2 or 3 days after getting here. I am terrified of heights, but it was really freeing to like see Canada disappear into the distance. And I got to fucking watch like South America appear through the window. Like, I've never taken a plane in my life. Emma has traveled a lot. Amber has, I was born in Toronto. I lived in Toronto for 27 years. I have been outside of Ontario. Like, I've been to, like, surrounding cities a few times, but, like, anywhere further than, like, Brampton, which, like, what's, like, an equivalent for, like, San Diego? Of, like, you have, like, the large city, and then you have, this is, like, connected to the city. Like, if there weren't for the sign, you wouldn't notice walking into it. That it's actually, like, distinctly a different city. Actually, that's basically describing San Diego. Like, technically, it's all different cities. Yes. Yeah, I'd never taken a plane before. And yeah, like, I'd gone to Philadelphia once. Philadelphia's neat. They have good sandwiches. Like, I like sandwiches. I'd been to Nova Scotia, which is East Coast Canada. I had also been to Prince Edward Island, which is also East Coast Canada. I had been to Ottawa. And the furthest I ever traveled for Toronto, like, semi-regularly, was a 2-hour bus ride to Brampton to when I had a boyfriend there.
And that was it.
That was it. Nova Scotia is a comfy place. It's very much the climate that I like, where it's like cool and a little bit.
Also, summer is going away.
Summer's okay. Yeah, there's the other thing is, so I moved here in September. I struggle badly with heat. Now, the summer here is much better than it is in Toronto.
But still.
but like it's a little cooler and it's a lot less humid. It doesn't feel like a fucking swamp here. And it cools down at night. People warn me about the heat, but it cools down at night here. Like, everyone, like, made me think that, like, Santiago heat was, like, this horrifying thing that's going to destroy me. But it cools down at night here. You don't even know what bad heat is. Like, it doesn't cool down at night a lot of nights in Toronto, because it's so humid. Unless you have air conditioning. It's in my air conditioning. But yeah, I don't fare well in the summer. And, yeah, like... I moved in September as it was starting to cool down in Toronto. To here, where it was starting to become summer. So I had like 2 weeks, 3 weeks of where it was like coolish weather, and then it started to warm up. And this apartment does not ventilate very well, which like it's fine.
We wanna move.
What? We were gonna move, and then this happened. Like, we were planning on moving relatively soonish, but this happened, and yeah. So yeah, like this doesn't ventilate well, but it does get cooler at night in here. Which, Emma, you've no idea. Like being able to sleep in peace at night.
If our neighbors weren't so loud.
I mean, I can manage that if it's cooler. Like. The nights where we have to close the windows because they're so loud are terrible. The music hasn't been playing for like 5 minutes. Oh, there it is again. But yeah, like, that's it. Like, it's been summer for 8 months. Oh yeah, makeup.
That's the whole story.
That's the story. I ramble. Like, you get me to talk and I don't shut up. Everyone knows that.
Okay, I feel Amber. We've been
it's
for
late,
2 hours.
and I'm starting. I mean, I was already tired because I'm sick and I'm injured, and I'm gay.
Yeah. Okay, one last question from someone. Please make it a short
One
question.
final question that Amber won't. Here's the challenge: ask a question that I can't ramble on for more than 5 minutes about.
Yeah, question for the both of us, ideally.
Yeah. Actually, a question for Emma.
But yeah, people have asked.
Yeah, ask
People
Emma a
ask
question.
about stuff for us.
Ask Emma a question. Ask Emma a question. I have a question for you.
Oh,
Why are you so beautiful?
Amber.
You are. Which rest? Melee, Brawl, 64, Ultimate, Project M, Brawl Minus, Brawl Plus.
Super Smash Bros. 2, Super Smash Bros. Crusade,
I can't think of any other Smash games.
Super Smash Land,
Super Smash Land,
but that's
Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon Red version. I can't think of any other Smash games.
We sometimes sing together, like pa 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 pa.
I used to sing. But I kept getting sick. And like, I actually have an inhaler for the first time in years, and I'm gonna make sure I use it so that I can actually recover my voice. And I'm gonna start like making myself train to sing. Mario Maker 2 is my favorite game with Jigglypuff in it. Oh yeah, Golder, you run Coliseum, don't you? Do you run XD2?
No, because I don't dab, but Amber does.
Emma, I've watched you dab. You don't have a webcam, so you can't see what I just did. I should sing more. I used to sing in choirs for like... Sorry about the out of tune. I should not be even attempting to sing. One day I'll get a picture of both of us dabbing.
Okay.
Okay, it's late. It's late. We're both tired. Emma works in the morning.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this. It was a really chill stream.
This was one of the. This was a good stream.
Yeah, this was a good stream. This was a good time. Thank you for being here, friends.
Also, the game is Nightline
Yes, you can get it for free right now if you want.
on itch.io.
All the games made by the creator of this game are currently free on it.
Yes, and honestly, like, even if you're only gonna play this for like 5 to 10 minutes, and just like you could have this running in the background while you like read or something, and just have earphones on, block out the noise outside, be able to look up at it. Okay, I dabbed.
Anyway, think about it. It's the kind of game that it's immersive in. It gives you the space to like just talk.
Yeah.
I love that.
Like, this game is secretly amazing. I mean, that's the reason I like this kind of game. It's just like you can relax. Anyways, I'm gonna end up talking for like hours, even though I'm exhausted. So we need to stop streaming.
Yeah, this was. Thank you so much for. I'm gonna be the professional one here. Thank you so much for catching our episode of the Bird and Robot Sessions. I'm the robot and she's the bird.
New work, etc. Neom and Work me. Neom and Work Inc.
Neom working.
Also, I'm gonna be incredibly professional as I always do and just don't do an outro, because I forget. And also, when I'm streaming Cave Story 3D, I don't have a mic on because the line in from my 3DS it prevents my mic from recording stuff. I'm bugging Emma. She's looking at me.
She could just take my mic.
No, I thought you were looking at me because like you want to end the stream and I'm rambling. Thank you, Lionel.
1, 2, 3. Neom! Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with another mystery game, which I won't find out what it is until
like she found out what we were playing today, like 5-10 minutes before the stream.
So thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. I'll be streaming this weekend, and I'll be back. Cave Story Plus, 100%.
Emma, that's not a real category. How can you define 100% in case? I love you.
Stream is over. Bye.
Ah! Emma, that doesn't stop the stream.
I know.